Welcome back. We've made it. It's the climax of RCGP World Series Round 7. We're still in California. It's supposed to be warm here, and it's absolutely. I'm not doing that. No, it's absolutely freezing. We're at Thunder Alley RC Raceway. What a fantastic venue this is. What an amazing track. What a great day. It's not over because there's still 24 laps to go to decide who will be the Round 7 champion. And can you wait, Nick?
I can't. More importantly, I want to go back in my nice warm hut again.
Yeah, it is warm up there.
Very fresh. But it's interesting because, of course, it means the cars mean different. There's more oxygen, more power, but different handling. You know, I almost feel that.
What, the anticipation is building?
Yes!
Oh, we're on. This is actually live. It's brought to you by...
Very live.
It's very live, brought to you by Proline. It's been a really long day. They race long days in America, but that's because of such a fantastic turnout for RC2. And RC2 is growing.
Growing, exciting, action-packed, and sometimes a little bit kind of over-organised.
Just 24 laps to find out if David Ronnefalk is going to win his first ever RCGP round.
Well, the first person other than Davide Ongaro to win one.
And fingers crossed, it's going to be really exciting. But before we get into that, should we get a quick roundup of what happened in case you missed it in Final 1? Let's take a look.
RCGP leg 1, final round 7 here, and it's and Ongaro's got completely beaten up at the start, so he's got it all to do. He's going to make himself win this first race, but it is Ogden who's got the whole shot. And behind him is Ronnefalk, it's an HB 1 and 2. Third appears to be remarkably Joseph Quagreen. Fourth, Ryan Cavalieri. So Ronnefalk now, Ogden must have jumped off the track, and Ronnefalk's got past him, up and over the wall of death. An early pass there on lap 4. Currently, the Americans have third and fourth. That's the red and yellow car. That isn't kind of, and again, I see
that again.
That to me is Ongaro needing to wait because he's dive bombed and taken Lutz right out. I'd be very surprised if he gets away. He should get. I mean, I'm Ongaro's biggest fan. He's a great driver. He's world champion. But that was what's the word for it? Stop or go worthy. If he waited, it'd been fine. But he didn't even wait. And I get the impression that Ongaro is very, very frustrated by the situation. And again, look, he's just not driving like Ongaro. In for fuel. There he goes. Now, Ogden and Ronnefalk have changed spaces again.
Great shot, Ash.
And there we go.
And out we go with Zach. Awesome.
Now, where is he in relation? He's come out way ahead of Lutz. So, good lap and a good fuel stop strategy from Ongaro. Takes him ahead of Lutz and into a solid third place. He's got the big jump over the starting gate. He's got the Proline wall of death. And David Ronnefalk takes leg 1. With Ryan Lutz. Ryan, first question, how many more layers are you wearing of clothing you were wearing than earlier?
Probably 2 more. Got some thermals on, so we're staying warmer.
I'm not used to California. What we had earlier is what I expect from England. I come here now, and this is like, it's like England in spring.
But this is the desert, so it gets cold at night.
First heat, at one point it was looking pretty good, then it all kind of faded away.
No, it's actually... okay, yeah. The start was terrible. Me and Davide were dead last. The gate start just took us both. Then I got up to the battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th. And then right around that pit stop time, I made a mistake on my favorite little ski jump in the back, and it just bit me and fell back to 5th.
When we were talking about pre-qualifying yesterday, you say you found it slightly more difficult in the dark. Have your eyes adjusted?
No, they start to water more in the dark even without the wind, so I'm trying to blink enough to where they don't do that.
Ryan, best of luck. Enjoy final 2. And let's go a quick word. One of the most popular men in RC who we've not spoken to today because you haven't done anything. You've not done anything really good or anything really bad. So we thought I must speak to Lee Martin. Lee, how's your day gone?
Yeah, as you said, it's kind of mediocre. Some good races, a 4th and a 5th in qualifying, but then some horrendous ones as well. that last final was a bit of a nightmare. It stopped on the start grid, so by the time they got back to the pits, I was a lap down.
So do you think you'd be going home to England and suggested to Paul Worsley that they run all their events in the 1/10 with a gate start?
I don't think so, although it would be fun. It would be fun. We try and do moto starts sometimes. It's good fun, but often results in about 4 broken cars.
Well, we haven't broken many cars, it's not many cars. Off you go, Lee. Enjoy the rest of the final race of the day. So we have now met a couple of the drivers. Let's meet the whole of the grid on, well, I'm going to tell you who. It's with Frank McKinney.
Driving car number 15 from Georgia, USA, for Team HB Performer Racing, it's Cole Ogden. Driving car number 7 from Sweden for the HB Performer Racing team, it's David Ronnefeldt. Car number 94 from Italy for Team Scuderia Scampi Rosso, it's Davide Ungaro. Car number 37 from Ohio, USA for Team Beach RC, it's Ryan Lutz. Car number 10 from Australia for Team Infinity, it's Kyle McBride. Driving car number 100 from Finland for the JQ Racing team, it's Joseph Quagrain. Driving car number 23 from Spain for the S-Works team, it's Juan Carlos Canas. Car number 12 from the United Kingdom for Team Infinity, it's Lee Martin. Driving car number 24 from California for the S-Works team, it's Ryan Cavallari. Car number 92 from South Carolina, USA for Team Beach RC, it's Evan Vale. Car number 18 from Finland for the JQ Racing team, it's Max Mort. Car number 33 from Switzerland for Team Scuderia Scampi Rosso, it's Patrick Hoffer.
And I have to immediately issue an apology. I didn't realise that we'd redubbed all those pit things. It's no longer Frank McKinney. It's been done by Keenan. So Keenan White, from who's been helping me all day. I hadn't listened to it last time I went out, and I assumed it was Frank. Perhaps it just means that the British think all Americans sound the same. Who knows? All American accents sound the same. So sorry, Frank, it wasn't you. It was Keenan who did the voiceover. So now we have the cars doing their 2-minute warm-up. At which point they will be called in, and then we will have a race of 24 laps of the track. It should finish, just so you know, current time is 8:45 in California, so we're going to be finishing just after 9. I'm not quite sure we managed to lose half an hour of time during this last section. What can you do? So Ogden, the key point about this is the second heat takes priority over the first heat. So you have the same 2 results, so 1 and the 2. So it reverses round and Ogden beats Ronnefeldt. Then Ogden will be declared the winner of round 7. The second moto, the second final, takes precedence of the first. So Ogden, car 15, looking to take victory. And he does. If Ogden wins, he wins the meeting. If Ronnefeldt wins, he wins the meeting. If Ongaro wins, it kind of depends where Ronnefeldt finishes. So many permutations. As they run down now with 35 seconds to go of the warm-up. So, last couple of laps coming in. So in come the cars. Last car at the moment, doing bits of the laps, I think is Lutz, I think. Is that Lutz just finishing off? Yep. There's Ryan just finishing off. Everyone wearing significantly more layers of clothing than they were a while ago. So the cars now need to get called out. So Ogden gets called out. Where's he decided to put the car? He's going down to position. Was he going far left? No, he's going second left. Second right, sorry. So he's gone second right as Ogden. So the final for today of RCGP, the second leg of the RCGP finals for round 7, about to go off. Don't forget, we'll go back to do it all again tomorrow. So 24 laps. Looks like Kyle's actually going to start this time, which is good news. Kyle McBride. And another problem. There's a good level of confusion now, which is, I think, going to cause no end of issues. It's all very complicated, this now. My feeling is this is going to cause no end of issues. They've had a little bit of shuffle around. Because Carl McBride didn't race in the last final, he also didn't marshal, and therefore he got excluded from it, and therefore he's starting at the back. He's not had a very good time with the officials this time. 5 seconds to go. Top-ups are done. Drives running away. This car's been sitting on the grid for a long time. And they're off, and it's a great start from Ongaro, but he just got ticked around, and it is going to be Ronafalk from Ongaro. Sorry, Ronafalk from Ogden from Ongaro. So the 1, 2, 3 for the big three. Oh, and a bad jump. Oh, and Ongaro landed on Ogden. So Ogden made a mistake, but Ongaro landed on him and dropped way back down to about 8th place. So got the whole shot, then had a problem, but it's away has gone Ronafalk. Ogden is in second. Third is Canas. Fourth is McBride, despite starting at the back and being everyone's having no end of problems with the officials. And then you've got Cavalieri, Lutz, Ongaro in 7th. So 1 and 2, Street Cross and this HB Benefit that's been this first this round 7. But don't forget, whichever one is, if it is these two, whoever wins will win. So Ogden has it all to play for, but he's got Canas, who's found a bit of speed. Canas has been slightly off pace, to be honest, so far, but he's holding on for third in the all-white car. So over the pro line, wall of death was Ronafalk, and there is Ogden. And then behind Ogden is Canas. So let's make Ogden our focus, because he could go forward or back at this point. The American, the Cole, who missed the last round in Asti, and his place was taken in the HB team by Atsushi Hara. Not a bad replacement, the 2008 world champion. But now back for his home race. Well, he doesn't obviously live anywhere near California. It's his home country, and he streaks down on the more sketchy straight, as Keenan likes to call it. And they come downhill again, and they turn sharp before they rise back up to the media tent corner and then run across the top ridge. Doing that nice little jump, and they drop slowly down past the the whole shot. And Ogden was 1.3 seconds behind. Now, what is interesting is that Canas is holding. Canas has really had huge problems having the pace so far, but this time, no problem at all hanging on. McBride's still 4th, Ongaro 5th. Huge amount of air for Ogden, but it's not the air that counts. 34.2, 34.4, so Ronafalk pulls out in a couple of tenths a second. Just pointing out that chasing down all these drivers and going at absolute maximum attack is Ongaro. You've got Max Morton 6th. And then you've got some problems for Lutz and Vale and Cavalieri, the other Americans. So the one American, oh! And that's going to be a bit painful for Ogden, and begins to make it look more and more likely that Ronafalk could win this. But don't count your chickens till they're hatched. He found a hole there, but he's fallen another hole. So But you've got 24 laps. You're going to have to calm down. So he's going to drop right down. So let's move forward again. Second and third are battling. It's McBride and Canas, the white car and the red car. And you see that McBride already got the inside of Canas now. They are 3.6 seconds behind Runner Falcon down the ridge. It looked like an inside run for the red and white of the Australian McBride. The all white, the rattle can white, one can for one Carlos Canas. Oh, look at the inside again. They've got that car bouncing and turning well. This is great news for Runner Falcon because as long as they're doing this, they're just holding each other up. And this is the battle of the second and third. 34 flat has just been done by Ronafalk. These boys have gone across in 35.5. The lead goes out to 5.2 seconds, but there's a scrap and a half between Canas and McBride. McBride's had a ridiculous up and down day. He's been disqualified from 2 heats for not tech infringing and not going to tech, which he didn't think he had to do. He just got sent to the back for the last race because in the first final he didn't start because of a technical problem. Then he didn't marshal, so he got stuck in the back. In between that, he's come third and first in the 2 races he's finished legitimately. So he's had a bit of a definition of an up and down day. But he's now dropping back towards Ogden. So let's drop one to the Bride-Ogden battle. And it's now Ogden's got through. Stay with Ogden. That may have been a little bit of a collision-assisted overtake. So Ogden now chasing down Canas. Canas actually gained a few tenths on Ronafalk last time round because he's done 33.8. So Canas has found some speed. I don't know whether he's done this. He's done this before. Canas suddenly found speed at some point in the day he's never had before. Whether the cold weather is suiting the car, whatever, I don't know. But Canas has started well on 3 or 4 occasions today and just faded. This time he's getting quicker. Lost a couple of tenths to Ronafalk. Ronafalk lead is at 4.8. Ogden we're looking at is 6.4 behind. Oh, and Ogden's gone now. Go with McBride. He got past us. McBride moves back to third. So flew up and he's just got it off wrong. And that's a difficult jump because if you land short, you are in trouble. And we've seen 4 or 5 cars do that. You need to get just the right amount of throttle to fly that part. So with McBride in the red and white car in third. Oh, Canas has got much closer to Ronafalk. Ronafalk must have made a mistake somewhere because Ronafalk's lost a couple of seconds. I don't know whether the mistake was trying to get past JQ. So the lead has come down after a 36-second lap for Ronafalk, but I'm watching him now and things are going okay. We're obviously with the battle between McBride and Ogden, and they're scrapping like hell over third place at the moment. Ronafalk settles it back down again. Canas pulls it down to 2.4 seconds. Canas isn't actually Ronafalk's major problem. That is this battle here, which includes Cole Ogden in the chasing car and the red and white car of the Infinity of Carl McBride. That's the H ball. He just bounced off that one. Ogden lost a bit of time. So Ronafalk looks to move ahead. Ogden is suffering from pushing hard to try and catch up. Ronafalk crosses the line. Canas crosses the line and the gap hardly changes. Let's move to our leader. See what happens when he comes in for his pit stop. He's just about to go over the whole shot jump now. So David Ronafalk climbed back up the circuit again, going through the pole of doom. Ooh, there we are. So we are now getting to half time. I think he took an early stop last time. It probably worked for him, so it makes sense to get in as early as possible, especially if you've got a little bit of a lead, so you don't fall into traffic. He's doing another lap. So the Swede, HP Performer, your 2016 World Champion, who does appear to be running a very high wing. And so I mentioned that earlier, he's running a higher wing than normal. He does seem to have opted for the high wing. We discussed about that actually in the setup clinic we had yesterday. Sorry, 2 days ago. No, yesterday with the RC2 team. We've got to talk about wings. He's gone for that higher wing here for the aero changes it gives. And his lead remains at just about 2.7 seconds. It's not moved over the last 3 laps. Canas matching him corner for corner, but that cushion is there, and now a chance for a fuel stop. So Adrien Berton and his father, Pierre Ronafalk, will fuel him up, and away he goes. And he drops out again, sort of just going past Martin, so he's dropped back into 9th, but there must be a lap, yeah. So the real question is, when we next see his position. I assume that Canas will be coming in soon. I'm trying to see whether Canas has come in before. Yeah, Canas has come in at the same time, so he's behind him. So that's a no change situation. But Canas has lost time in the fuel stop stages. As Ronefelt crosses the line. Let's see where he is. McBride, I don't think McBride has stopped yet. If he has, he stopped very, very quickly. And then behind him is Canas and Ogden. Now, I think that McBride is owing everyone a pit stop, but the lead's gone through the roof. So, very, very good pit stop sequence for Ronefalk. The second of the 24 laps. Just seen Ongaro is currently running 5th. Which means I don't think he's actually carrying on for an overall podium, which is almost unheard of. Actually, no, he probably would get an overall podium, actually, because apart from Ogden and Ronefalk, everyone else has not really done anything that he's better than he's done. So Ronefalk, top of the circuit. Ogden's dropped down behind Ongaro now, so almost certainly he's going to hand Ongaro 3rd. Might even hand him 2nd, actually. He carries on going quite this badly for Ogden. So Ronefalk will cross the line. McBride took fuel last time and it's a long way back, so that'll be the natural lead. So let's pick up McBride now on the main straight, red and white car. He's got a slight lead over the white machine of Canas. The 2nd and 3rd is still between those two. Ongaro a long, long way ahead of Cole Ogden now. Ogden's up to 6th, so Ongaro actually is looking good for 2nd overall here. So even on a bad day, he does well. Because McBride in 2nd was dead last in the first heat, so he's not going to come any further, any much better than 5th or 6th. In the aggregated scores of the two events, Ronefalk leads by 9. McBride is in 2nd and has a lead of 1.2 seconds over one car's Canas. So it's the Infinity ahead of the S-Works. That's the S-Works you just see scraping down the, scurrying really down that hill. McBride has driven very, very well today. He's just had no ending of issues with the organisers and the organisation. I mean, he's had problems and organisational issues and everything else, but things for him are looking up as far as points are concerned. Overall, he was searching, of course, for a 3rd overall. The performance of Ronefalk here is going to take 2nd overall from away from him. Canas is also looking a bit better, so that's where the disappointment is going to come for McBride. The Australian's driven very, very well. He's had some issues left, right and centre, but the major one, the disqualifications weren't that bad. He was still at the front row of the gate start. He was at failure in Heat 1. It's going to be what really is going to ruin his day. And as he comes through to complete his 18th lap, and his lead over one Carlos Canas is 2.6 seconds. In 4th place, it is Ongaro. In 5th place, it is Ogden. 6th place is Lutz, with 6 laps to go. In a quite calm 2nd heat final. No, all the drivers really seem to run relatively clean once we get through the panic of the first couple of laps. Drop back one car, we'll pick up a little time with Canas, the young Spaniard. And the white car, he's really not had a very strange day. Basically, people in 2nd and 3rd have both had very strange days. Canas has a number of times been in good positions and just faded away to nothing. And finally, in this final race of the day, he's showing great pace. Now, maybe he's finally found the magic key to unlock his handling. Or it may be just that with the drop in temperature, which will change everything about the car. It's a huge drop in temperature. It will change the grip. It will change the way the suspension's working. Suddenly the car has come alive in the colder weather. Obviously, you get more horsepower in colder weather. Air is more dense, and you can see now he's suddenly began to get a bit closer to McBride again in this battle for 2nd place. But Canas, who started well, has faded 3 or 4 times. This time, running with it. 3 or 4 laps, about 3 and a bit laps to go. And Ronefalk still leading by a very, very long way. There's a possibility Canas absolutely puts his foot down. He could get past McBride, which might throw him into a podium position. As it is, my guess is it's going to be Ogden and Ongaro in second and third. At the moment, it will be Ogden second and Ongaro third. But one mistake from Ogden, and then we're talking in a little swap around. But with 2 wins, and Canas has just thrown the thing into all sorts of corners. And what happened there? He basically turned in and just landed his gap, which is just 1 car wide, luckily, and then kind of flies out like a slightly drunken bat of the corner. It is late at night, so the bats will come out. I haven't seen any bats, actually. It's quite interesting. Oh, now this is interesting because I think he might lose. That is key. He's just lost a position to Ongaro. Doesn't really affect him that much, but that means Ongaro is now on for second overall. As Ogden fades, Ongaro is very much likely to pick up second overall, which is more than he possibly hoped after a couple of dodgy starts. So with a lap and a half to go, let's pick up our leader for his final lap. He's up at the top of the track now. Ronefalk going through the Thunder Alley hairpin. Drops to the bottom of the circuit, climbs up for the last time today to the media hairpin, and all the way along the top on the final lap of the second final. He's started the last lap with an 8-second lead and is going to take his first RCGP round win in round 7. It's been a long time coming. Almost happened a couple of times. He's had bad luck. He's had some bad prep. He's had some bad driving. This time it's all gone well. And this particular heat has been a monicum of great driving. And there we are. David Ronefalk finally wins RCGP, takes round 7, and will go in with great confidence for round 8 with HBs working well. In second place, it will finish. It's McBride. Third place will be Ongaro, or was it going to get? It's Canas just took Ongaro at the end, so I think it's still going to be okay for Lutz finish in front of Ogden yet. So second place should be Ongaro, third place should be Ogden, but I need to get the final confirmation of that from our timekeepers, who I'm sure will do that. And that is a well-deserved victory for David Ronefalk, who's put in a huge amount of effort throughout the time array. And let's go and see if we can go and talk to some people.
As Nick makes his way to the interview area, it gives me a chance to just go through the final results one more time. Position number 1 was David Ronefalk, 2, Carl McBride, 3, Juan Carlos Canes, and David Ongaro taking position 4. 5, Ryan Lutz, 6, Cole Ogden, 7, Max Mort, 8, Lee Martin, 9, Patrick Hoffer, 10, Joseph Quagrain, 11, Evan Vale, and 12, Ryan Cavalieri. Nick should be ready in the interview area. Just bear me 1 second. Over to Nick. No audio coming through from Nick at the moment. Slight technical issue. There we go.
Can you imagine that? Someone not turning a microphone on for a really important interview. Who'd do that? Only me last time at the Worlds. Anyway, wow. At last, it must be like at last you've won an RCGP round, David. Fantastic driving that second final.
Thank you. Yeah, got a good start on the first lap, and I mean the speed is good, so I just had to keep it on the wheels, and that's what I did. Felt good to finally get one win. I think we had the speed to make it happen earlier this year, but yeah, a bit of luck here and there, and also I had a broken car in Asti, so it feels good to be here. But of course, we would have liked to be here earlier this year, but it's still nice.
And also gives you a very good chance of claiming second overall.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal, and also I don't know exactly what the constructor championship is like, but I think Cole might have got third there overall, so it's good points for HB. So hopefully you can advance in that standing as well.
Great stuff. You've got a whole 12 hours to celebrate before we start again.
Yeah, we'll be on it again tomorrow with another race.
Great stuff. Thank you, David. Congratulations. The man has won round 7. David Ronefalk. Carl, I think to describe your day as up and down would be probably understating. So let's take it. Third, disqualified first, broke down second.
Yeah, it's been one of those days. Obviously, we had a bit of confusion with the scrutineering and stuff, but yeah, look, I don't know. My car's really, really good. Had some good races today. I broke in the warm-up of the last one, so that was just pure unlucky. But yeah, I'm really happy with my driving. Got second that last one. Starting from the second gate, so I was pretty happy with that. But yeah, look, just get this day past me and on to tomorrow.
I mean, it must be very positive, very, very good pace throughout the very changing conditions. The day gets hotter and colder again.
Yeah, no, definitely. The track it keeps a lot more moisture at night time, so yeah, it's definitely a bit different. It kind of depends how much of water as well. But yeah, my car's feeling pretty good, so I'm happy for tomorrow.
Great stuff, thank you indeed. That is Carl McBride, who will be, I think, probably 5th or 6th overall. So at the end of the day, we believe that we know the winner of round 7 is David Ronnefalk. Unofficially, it is Davide Ongaro who is second, and Cole Ogden is third, making it 1-3 for HB. Thank you for watching today here on RCGP and RC2. We are back at 9 o'clock US time, which is all sorts of different times around the world, 9 a.m. here in California, with nothing but finals. Christmas tree finals for RC2, and of course it's qualifying finals for RCGP 4 rounds, and then the 1 hour main final due to go off at 6:30 California time. So thank you all for being with us. We will see you tomorrow for RCGP round 8 here at the fabulous Thunder Rally, where it'll be light and bright to begin with, and then into the gloaming at the end of the day. See you soon. Watch us tomorrow.